Hello, welcome to AN community. In this particular video, we are going to discuss about the method of improving one's thought process. When you think about the improvement in the thought process, it will be of two categories. So, to know about the two categories, we need to know about the formula, that is MTFARD. M refers to the mindset, T refers to the thought process, F refers to feeling, A refers to action, R refers to result, and D refers to destiny. When you want to have the right kind of the destiny as such, either you can go through the M to D, or otherwise the other way, that is from D to M, you can move. As far as from the mindset to destiny, it is difficult at this particular juncture because of the different cultural differences, or because of the different ways of upbringing as such. So this particular, the movement from mindset to destiny is difficult. But the from the destiny to mindset is at this particular juncture is comparatively a little bit easier when you look into the other side. So here the destiny refers to the lifestyle which we are actually desiring. So based upon our value systems, based upon our belief systems, etc. So this the the lifestyle by design can be maintained. Otherwise, lifestyle by duty will be one has to do lifestyle by duty. So that means we are going to lead a life of the design of other people. For that, we have to take the right action. So wherein the to have the right action, you need to have the right feeling. So then we have to have the right thought process, and then lastly, we have to have the right mindset. So when you are going in this particular manner, definitely we have to think the design in mind. So that is the end in mind. We have to act continuously on that particular regard itself. Then only we can have the uh, improvement in our the what do you say that the lifestyle as such. And when you think about the improvement of the thought process, so that is we are going to look into that in this particular small uh, flow chart. Here we are going to know something, some information in one field, and we are going to have the some other information in the second field, third field, fourth field. So which will help us in developing the thought process, our own thought process, wherein we are going to develop the new thought processes itself. So that may be one thought process or two new thought process. So that is linking those already known informations to the unknown information we are going to move. So which is actually helping us into having the development of the new thought process as such. To have an example, so here let us take the concept of armor. So we can able to describe this particular concept in terms of the physics, in terms of the chemistry, in terms of the biology, in terms of the physiology, in terms of the pathophysiology. So this is what we can say, the concept of armor, and linking those information so that developing the new thought process itself. So let us take the concept of physics as such. When you think about the physics, one particular principle, so that is the lighter objects that will move fast and heavier objects that will move slow. And the second principle, any kind of the objects that will stop its movement when a resistance is being felt. Newton's second law. So that is the, if you are looking into that particular part, so if you are identifying the any kind of the macromolecules present in the alimentary canal, naturally, so that will be moving slower because of its the heavier molecular weight. Whereas the micromolecules which are being present, so that will be moving faster because of their light molecular weight. And when you think about the resistance as such, whenever if you swallow any kind of the food, so that will be entering into the esophagus where there is no resistance complete movement of that particular substance may take place into the stomach fast, whereas when there is a resistance is being felt, that is the pyloric antrum that is closed, so that will be responsible for the stoppage of this particular the ingested substances in the stomach for a period of 2 hours or so. This is the application of the physics in this particular aspect. Chemistry. So that is the because of the presence of the enzymes, etc., the macromolecules are going to get converted into micromolecules. When there is the less amount of the hydrochloric acid or less amount of the enzymes as such, so which is the part of the study of chemistry, so there will be the macromolecules will not be converted into micromolecules. So this is the application of the chemistry here. And when you think about the biology, this particular mechanism, that is the macromolecules that will be converted into micromolecules, that will be happening in the alimentary canal of the living beings. So here we are going to say apply the principles of biology. And when you think about the principles of physiology, whenever we are ingesting the substances, so that will be leading to the storage of this particular food substances in the stomach for a period of 2 hours or so, for the conversion of macromolecules into intermediate molecules or the conversion of macromolecules into micromolecules. So whenever this food enters in the stomach, HCl is going to get secreted, which is actually responsible for the activation of the pepsinogen into pepsin, wherein the pH of the HCl will be 1.8 to 3.5. If the HCl is more than 3.5, then the pepsinogen will not be converted into pepsin as such. So that means which is responsible for the disturbances in the digestion. So that is when the food substances enter into the stomach, HCl will be secreted, which is responsible for the activation of pepsinogen into pepsin, and this is responsible for the conversion of macromolecules into micromolecules or intermediate molecules. And later, so these molecules, micromolecules formed either in the stomach or in the small intestine, that will enter into the intravascular compartment. Later, that will be entering into the interstitial compartment, and later that will be entering into the cells, what we can say that is intracellular compartment. This is the application of the principles of physiology. As far as pathophysiology is concerned, whenever a person is continuously consuming the food substances frequently within a matter of 2 hours, so that will be leading to the poor hydrochloric acid. So that means the pH of the HCl will be more than 3.5. In that particular situation, the pepsinogen will not be converted into pepsin. Thereby, the macromolecules which are being entering into the stomach during the ingestion, that will not be getting converted into intermediate molecules or micromolecules. Thereby, the macromolecules may remain as macromolecules, and that will be leading to the damage to the gastric mucosa. Thereby, the person will be having the entry of these macromolecules that may happen into the intravascular compartment. Later, that will be entering into the interstitial compartment, and later that will be entering into the cells as such. This is what we can say the application of the pathophysiology. And Ayurveda fundamentals, the main cause of the ama, that is Mandagni. Roga sarvepi mandegnu, that has been told in the Madhava Nidana. So almost all the diseases, specifically Nija Vikara, which are considered to be happening because of the abnormal digestive the abnormal bioenergy, that is what we can say, either Vata or Pitta or Kapha. So that will be considered to be the responsible for the formation of the ama in the body. This is what we can say the thought process, wherein we are knowing certain informations and we are going into developing the certain new informations. Then coming to the next principle, that is minimalism. What actually minimalism refers to? Whenever if you are thinking about the minimalism, let us take the concept of ama itself. We are going to learn in the point of the Samhita point of view. We are going to learn that same principle from the point of Sharira Rachana point of view, Kriya Sharira point of view, Roga Nidana point of view, Kaya Chikitsa point of view, Shalya Tantra point of view. Each of them are having their own uh, viewpoint while understanding of the ama is concerned. So whenever if you are thinking in that particular angle, so that will be helping you to have the deep understanding on that particular concept. Let us say, for example, from the Sharira Rachana point of view. So regarding the Sharira Rachana point of view, what actually ama refers to? So that is the localization of the ama. That may be whether is it present in the alimentary canal. If that is the case, whether is it present in the stomach or small intestine or large intestine, or otherwise whether is this particular ama, what we can say, that is entering into the intravascular compartment. Is it intravascular compartment? Which particular part it is? Whether is it in the lymphatic system or whether is it in the circulatory system as such? That has to be localized there. And when you think about the interstitial compartment, which particular tissue, so this particular ama is entering, whether is it in the muscular tissue of the upper limb or lower limb, etc., and later into the cells as such. As this particular arm entering into the interstitial compartment, naturally that will be entering into the intracellular compartment. Thereby, there will be the mechanism, that is the Sharira Rachana point of view. We are going to localize this particular macromolecules in the human body, which particular part of the body that is being present. So this how we can able to apply the principle of minimalism. Then regarding the connectivity. So when you think about the connectivity, so we have to connect these subjects, the Kriya Sharira, Roga Nidana and Kaya Chikitsa. The Kriya Sharira which we are going to learn in your first year, Roga Nidana which you are learning in your second professional year, and Kaya Chikitsa we are going to learn in your third professional year. But when you think about the whole three subjects, that is nothing but the extended learnings itself. So, in other words, the extended learning of Kriya Sharira is Roga Nidana, or otherwise, extended learning of Roga Nidana is Kaya Chikitsa. So, in other words, when you are getting the right knowledge at the right time for the right purpose by the right people is considered to be the most powerful knowledge that may actually help even transforming the whole lifestyle of an individual itself. And when you think about the patterns, the next one, so that is the term pattern refers to the repeatedly occurring events. So here one particular example that is being shown. So the person is consuming curds on first day at around 10 p.m. So it's around the 100 ml of dadi he is going to consume. And on the fourth day, also he is going to consume the same amount of dadi at night time. Now, when you think about the seventh day, is it possible by seeing into these two patterns, can you able to predict there may be a possibility of consumption of dadi on seventh day? Of course, there may be a possibility, there may not be a possibility. If you are observing continuously 6 days he is consuming the same way, then we can able to predict on seventh day he may consume the dadi in that particular way. So identifying a particular pattern is very, very essential whenever if you're thinking about the learning the what do you say that the disease causations in the body. So here, when a person is consuming the dadi, there may be a possibility of two dosha prakopa there. There may be a possibility of either pitta dosha prakopa or kapha dosha prakopa, depending upon the nature of or quality of a curds or dadi. The next thing, as such, we have to follow one particular uh, the number. So that can be the one particular concept. So that means we have to breathe, we have to think, we have to analyze on every single day for a certain time period one particular principle itself. So here regarding the concept. So think about the concept of Roga Marga. you could think about continuously 1 hour per day. Definitely, so that will be giving you the new insights as such. And when you think about the next aspect, think about the pranava srotas continuously. So that will be giving us the uh, totally a new insight on that particular subject itself. When you think about the system, for example, musculoskeletal system continuously, 1 hour per day. And later, which may help you to move, think about that particular subject 2 hours per day, 3 hours per day, or more than that, that may be possible. So, or otherwise, think about the Astivaha Srotas itself and follow one particular mentor. When you think about the mentor, so we can able to follow him or her. So to know about the thought processes of his past, present, and future. So that is connecting the thought processes is very easy when you are trying to follow one. If you are following multiple mentors, so this particular connecting of past, present, and future will be very difficult because of their own individual thinking processes of those past, present, and future. So we may get confused in that particular situation. Or when you think about the practice Vamana continuously, or think about the Vamana, or practice about Vamana 1 hour per day, every day, continuously for 30 days, or Virechana, thinking about Virechana 1 hour per day continuously for 30 days, or think about Basti 1 hour per day continuously for 30 days, we will be far ahead in that particular concept if you are following one. That means nowadays we have to think about our USP. So this following one will be helping in developing our own USP in a fast way. Then, regarding the simile of language learning, when you think about this, what about the nature of language learning? That is, the most frequently used words are learned first. Then we are going to use less frequently used words. Then we are going to use even further less frequently used words. For example, in Roga Nidana, the most frequently used word is Roga, what we can say the disease, and Nidana, what we can say that is etiology or diagnostic measures. So, or otherwise, the Roga Marga is another frequently used word. So that means you have to know which is the most commonly used word, and you have to work on that particular part more frequently first. Let us say Roga. Roga in the sense Rogastu dosha vaishamyam. So this is one simple word meaning. Rogastu dosha vaishamyam. Is it the next way of learning? Rogastu vata vaishamyam. Rogastu pitta vaishamyam. Rogastu kapha vaishamyam. Rogastu prata pitta kapha vaishamyam. That is second way of learning. Or when you think about the next way, so vata dosha is having the quality. Tatra rukshu raghushi takara sukshmaschalo vanilaha. So in that particular sense, the third level of learning will be Rogastu Ruksha Lagu Shita Khara Sukshmaschalo Vaishamyam. So that is third level of learning. In terms of the what do you say that the retrospectively Progastu, that is the dosha vaishamyam. Specifically, if you think about the vata dosha vaishamyam, ati katu tikta kashaya rasa sevana vaish will be leading to the what do you say that the Roga Vata Dosha Vaishamyam. In that way, we are going to think frequently on that particular regard itself. When you think about the Kriya Sharira, the most frequently used word could be dosha. In Rachana Sharira, the most frequently used word could be Asthi, details of the Asthi, etc., types of the Asthi, what actually the Asthi and bone refers to, what is the relation between the Asthi and Vata. In that way, so we are going to build these different concepts as such. Whereas in case of the Kaya Chikitsa, the most commonly used word will be Agni. That means Agni Chikitsa has to be learned as such. So in that way, the Most frequently used words should be dealt first, and you have to understand that particular concept first. Then we have to use the less frequently used words. The add-on factors. Some of those, as such, whenever if you are going into this particular thought process development, no compromise should be there on Ayurveda fundamentals. So the Ayurveda fundamentals should be kept as a base. Then you have to develop them as such. Then second main add-on factor that could be try to learn Ayurveda information as Ayurveda information and try to have the Western information as Western information and connect these informations at regular intervals like the what do you say that the railway track. So if they on both the occasions every single step if you are able to connect these Ayurveda information to Western information, then that indicates we are moving in the right direction. So, to sum up this particular development of the thought process, we have to have the physics, chemistry, and biology, physiology, pathophysiology, and Ayurveda fundamentals. We should be know thoroughly, and we have to try to interlink these informations to have the best thought process development as such. Of course, this particular thought process may not develop in a day or two. You have to continuously practice this at least 15 minutes per day initially. Then you can raise it up to 2 or 3 hours per day or 1 hour per day at least. That will be helping you to have the deep understanding on one particular known topic itself. Then practice the concept of minimalism. So that means you have to take one particular small topic and you have to think from multiple angles. Then regarding the learning the Kriya Sharira, Roga Nidana and Kaya Chikitsa in a better way. Kriya Sharira in first year and that is what we can say the physiology, whereas Roga Nidana that is altered physiology in the second year and Kaya Chikitsa that is restoring the altered physiology in the third year, that is helping you to have the deep understanding as such. Pattern identification. So that is repeatedly occurring events has to be known as such. Follow the principle of one. Then you have to have the learning, right? Learning a new language. That is, most frequently used words are learned first, then less frequently used words, then less frequently used words. While having this particular type of the thought process, no compromise in learning the Ayurveda fundamentals are being taken. Then Ayurveda informations and Western informations are studied as they are and they are connected at regular intervals like the railway track to have the deep understanding. Dear NA community, that's all for today. What are the major key takeaways from today's discussion? Mention in the comment box below. And what is the one video you'd like to hear in the coming days in this particular channel? Mention in the comment box below and spread this particular video to maximum number of true Nidana learners so that we can make a huge movement out of this particular small message. That's all for today. Something more in the next video. Thank you.